So, guys, welcome to Cooking with Claude. I'll just quickly brief you all on what this session is going to be. So, many of you all have heard about AI. You all may have used something, maybe you all have it installed somewhere. But this is no fluff, just how to use it. Yeah? Are you doing something?
Give a peace sign. Go on, dude. Killing it.
Yeah, I know. So I was just saying, cool. So, this is no fluff, guys. How to use AI for work. We'll walk through a bunch of different ways to do that. But first, okay, what am I sharing? Wow. Yes, but first, hello, guys. This is Ankit with me here. He actually messaged me a few days back, and he was like, "Yo, do you want to do this workshop where you show people how can we work with Claude, not Code. Sorry." So here we are. Ankit, do you want to give a quick intro about yourself, and then I can go myself?
Yeah, sure. Hey, my name is Ankit. I've worn many hats in life. I was the co-organizer for TED Talks in India. I'm currently working at a growth advisory and venture studio. Small team, but we're learning how to get more done because we're using a bunch of AI. And it's something that I've been learning for the past a good 1.5 years myself. And I love creating automations and saving a bunch of time using this stuff. Excited to show you guys a few hacks.
Nice one. Yes. And guys, for those of you all who know me, I'm Rohit. For those who don't, I've been like in the tech space for almost 6 years now. I think did a bunch of DevRel, which is like educational stuff for a lot of tech companies. Mostly in the blockchain space for a while, but I was also using AI since 21. And now I finally just migrated to this full time. Like Ankit, I'm going to share the hacks that I've been working with. I think this is going to be sort of an intro on how you can get Claude working for you, like for actual work. And then if you're interested, we can, get into questions. We can have follow-up chats on like more details because this is like a whole cornucopia of sorts. You can keep going deeper. But
Great.
that's, just the intro. And let's see the next slide. Okay, so that's what this demo is going to be. It's not just a simple chatbot demo. Well, it is simple, but it's not a chatbot demo as such. It's going to be how to actually work, which this is what's on the menu. I've kept it a little cooking theme, guys. Always good to have people feeling hungry, but it's split across 3 courses. First, we're just going to give some setup about what all terms you need to know, what all you need to be familiar with when you're working with this AI. So, think of if you're in a kitchen, these are just terms thrown around that you need to understand what's happening. Then we'll dive into the mains, which is like the actual demos of how to get to this. The second part we'll dive very quickly as soon as possible. And then finally, there's like the dessert or what's next. Just a flyby of additional tooling, what's available, questions that you have, and what to do after this session. So that's quickly what this session is. And before we dive into understanding these terms, we're going to run an experiment. Okay, guys, I'll get back to this at the end, but what we're going to do is simply let me share a different screen so it makes things easier. I'll be switching screens, guys, in between. So please bear with me in this whole process. But let me share a screen. Okay, I'm going to share this entire window so it's easy for you guys. Okay, we can see Ankit. Okay, so I'm going to go to lovable.dev. It's a very famous site. You might have heard about it. For me, it's best been to generate these static websites. So the experiment we're going to run is we're just going to give it a prompt. We're going to give it a random, interesting prompt, and then we're going to come back to it at the end of the workshop. We're not going to, see what it does. We're just going to experiment with how capable AI is. So, maybe we're going to say, build me a cool, fun, Instagrammable website for a cafe where they ask me a few questions, and based on that, they will offer me a coffee,
Sick.
something like this. I don't know what this is going to return, but that's the experiment, guys. We will say, make it fun, interactive, and add some animations. Yeah, that's it. Let's try to keep it vague. Okay, so I gave it this prompt. Now it's creating a project, and on this side shortly you will see. Okay, so yeah, it's going to start doing its thing. So that's it. We'll get back to it later at the end of this workshop just to see what it's going to do. But back to this presentation, guys. So we're going to get into the jargon. Now there's I think 5
Let's go.
terms, and Ankit, if you have any at the end of this, I think we can discuss that
Hmm.
and we can wait on people's questions also. But there's, I think, five terms that you should know mainly when you're working with AI. So the first of it is LLMs. So LLMs is a term thrown around. You might have heard people saying large language models, agents, AI, whatever. So it all boils down to this LLMs. Now, this is one type of AI, or it's a type of generative AI. Now, AI is not something that came with OpenAI or whatever. It's been around for a while, but this specific type is generative AI, which is what LLMs are. The full form is large language models, LLM. So, that's where the name comes from. And the gist of it is they've been trained on huge amounts of data. So, all of internet's data they've been trained on. They've digested it into certain patterns. And what these patterns do is they help them predict future data. So, you have all of this dump of information, these
Right.
thousands and thousands of PDFs or whatever.
Hmm.
They have identified, these words fit in a certain pattern. They try to predict it. Okay, after XYZ word, what is the next word that's going to come? So they form
Hmm.
these own patterns to help them remember all of this information, so that when you ask them a question later on, they're going to remember
Hmm.
these patterns, and they're going to predict what you want as the answer. So that's
Gotcha.
simply put. Yeah. So, that's how they're working. They're basically predicting what answer you expect out of them whenever you ask AI a question.
Gotcha.
Now, did I skip something? Hey, what happened? Tokens. Yes. So, this is how they do it. So, they have all of this large information. How do they break it down into easier patterns? Is they use something called tokens. So,
Right.
they take chunks of maybe 3, 4, 5 characters, whatever like best suits them, and they break it down into this thing called tokens. So you can see all of this highlighted text. Each of the highlighted color is one token.
Uh-huh.
And there's different ways of chunking these tokens. I won't get into that. And there's also like visualizer sites which you can go to. I think this one called Tick Tokenizer. Yeah, I think it's called Tick Tokenizer. I'll just show you all. Um,
TikTok. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna slow you down, Padhare.
Oh, sorry.
And guys,
Yes, please.
this is what I'm here to do. Padhare is an AI wizard. He knows tech very well, but he doesn't speak normal language like us. So I'm gonna have you like come down to earth a little bit. In my experience, what tokens are is every time I use Claude too much, it gives me a notification saying your tokens are over.
Yes.
Yeah. So what exactly, especially most of us have like free plans. We chat like 3 times with Claude and before you know it, the
Mm.
tokens are over. Right?
Yeah.
So are you telling me tokens are basically how it breaks down the text and input that you give it?
Yes. So that's what I'm building up to. Basically, so, say we have this text here, okay? Or, this was, where did that go? This was my sentence, okay?
Yeah.
What it will first do, when it was trained on all of the internet's information, it took all of the text it had, it broke it down into these chunks which were called tokens, and
Right.
then it used these tokens to generate patterns. So if I go to this site here, you can see all of these random numbers, you can see, right?
Oh
So
shit.
those were like the patterns were converted to numbers, because like computers work with numbers very well.
Right.
So every number corresponds to a word or a sentence or a set of characters. You can see
Right.
whatever I'm highlighting here, you can see. And what it does then is all of the communication. So, any information that you're feeding to an AI or it's returning with is in the form of these tokens, these numbers.
Hmm.
We see it as text, but like, it's being transmitted in terms of these numbers. And
Gotcha.
basically, how it works is when the AI was trained, it developed those patterns. Again, like I'm coming to this because what it basically does is it will think when you ask it a question, it will, digest all of this information that you've given it. And then it will think, okay, what number should come first? What number should come after this? What number should come third? And that's
Right.
how it's like, based on the pattern that's learned, it's able to predict what you're expecting. So it generates this series of numbers, which are like tokens. And then that's what you get. And then you see it as the text, which is human readable for us.
Okay, now like make sense of it in the context of like in a kitchen, what are tokens? If LLMs are the head chef, what's in there?
Yes. So we're going to follow the chef analogy, the kitchen analogy, which I forgot about. Thanks for reminding. But like, okay,
Pause.
think of LLMs.
Let him
Yeah,
cook.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Yeah, so LLMs are like your head chef, okay? Just think of them like a master of cooking. And this can be applied to lots of analogies, but for this, let's just think they're like masters of cooking. Okay, they have all of the cooking knowledge in the world, all of the cuisines, whatever. So tokens are, I would say, something like tips which the chef used to learn all of the knowledge about cooking they have. So how in school we used to memorize stuff with mnemonics, or we used to make these neat cheat tricks or something just to help us remember stuff.
Got it.
We used to just form our own patterns, whatever makes sense to us to remember things, so that we perform better when we want to actually apply it. Think of tokens like that. So
Hmm.
whenever like we're digesting information, we're going to break it down into cheats, that cheats or like tips or whatever that we can remember easily. And then when we're like putting it out, when we're giving an exam, when we have to do a practical, we remember those mnemonics or things first, and then we like make it into comprehensible information.
Gotcha. I got it.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All clear.
Awesome. And guys, if y'all have any questions, please drop them in the chat. Ankit, please, help
Yeah,
me.
I'll bring them up.
Thank you so much. Cool. So then we come to context window. Okay. So we're talking about tokens. We're communicating in tokens. And Ankit said that, okay, for free users, you send 3 messages and whoa, you're out of limits. So that is because of two things. Okay. So first off, what you're talking of is every AI tier, like every subscription you have, every company assigns an upper limit to it. Okay. So you can only use, say, this many tokens in a month, or whatever. So, whatever those limits are, they vary from provider to provider. Now, every chat that you're doing, so, every time you say new chat and then you go to chat with an AI, that chat also has some context window. So what is a context window is, okay, you think of, suppose you take a chef. Okay, so the
Hmm.
chef has all of this knowledge, and then
Hmm.
at any given time he has some working memory. So at one time maybe he's thinking of 10 different recipes or 10 different customer orders or whatever. He's not
Hmm.
thinking of all of the knowledge he has about cooking in one go, right?
Hmm.
So that's the analogy. Even in computers, you have like all of this hardware storage, and then you have your RAM, which is like a working memory, right? So it's the same concept. Is like your context window is the working memory whenever you're chatting with an AI agent. So
Right.
I think I'm going to get slightly technical. So Ankit, like, please feel free to
I'll
push
pull you
back
out.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. But um, AI is like, inherently stateless. So, what that means is, even though it's trained on all of this information, it's not really like every time you create a new chat, it's basically like a new baby. So,
Right.
it has a bunch of information, but it doesn't know what to do with it. You can think of it maybe like, how we have like a genius athlete. So, they've got like genes for it, but they don't know what to do with it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you're starting fresh each time. So that's
Right.
where the context window comes from.
Hmm.
So sometimes chats have a 200K context window, or sometimes you have a 1 million context window. You might have seen, chats say combating conversation.
Hmm.
That's because they've reached the end of the context window.
Gotcha.
And what happens? So this is like the fourth term sort of introduction, is called hallucination. This is
Right.
relevant. Yes, it's relevant because, the more you keep chatting with AI, what it does is it's not going to, remember all of the chat that you've had, because, you can have really long chat. And what it does keep doing in the background is it will keep summarizing the older messages, and
Hmm.
it will add that to the newer messages. So, sometimes what happens is, because it's predicting patterns. You remember what I said in tokens earlier, right? It's trying to predict patterns. So in that prediction, because it's summarizing all of the old messages, it sometimes tends to lose its path, and it starts to, make up things.
Gotcha.
So
So, okay.
ideally, yeah,
Yeah. No, I'm saying, why don't we just, once we kind of open Claude up and show people, I think it'll make a lot more sense.
yeah. So
Yeah.
ideally, like, just one thing is, even though chats have these high limits of context windows, you want to stay between like the 80K to 100K token range,
Right.
so it doesn't like hallucinate too much. I think this is
Right.
more applicable when you're like diving into more technical stuff, but like, it's always a useful metric to know. And we can chat about how to go about this down the line.
Awesome.
Okay, did I miss something? Why is this mouse? Yes. And the last thing is prompts. So,
Prompts.
yes. So a chef knows a lot of things. He might know multiple cuisines. A restaurant might serve multiple cuisines, but you need to ask what you want. Like I said, every new chat is sort of like a new fresh interaction. So they cannot like read your mind, knowing what you want when you just open a chat. You need to tell it what you want. So that's
Right.
what your prompts are. Just
Yeah.
telling the chat, okay, I want this out of you.
And we learn a
Cool.
little later how to prompt well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, why not? So, there's two more terms which I didn't like sort of mention in the jargon, but they are like important terms. It's workflows and agents. You might have heard of this and you might be wondering what they are. So, simply put, is like, workflows is when an AI will follow a set number of steps. So, suppose you're like doing a normal chat with it, it knows, okay, it has to take your information, it has to maybe do something else with your information and then reply to you. Okay. So, that's like a very, very basic plain chat.
Hmm.
It knows the number of steps, fixed number of steps. And then you have an agent at the very end of the spectrum, which you just tell it what you want. And it will think about all of the intermediate steps in between. So, and then, in between all of this, there's a spectrum where you can give the chat a few more tools, which we'll see today. You can give it some more support, and then, it can start operating a little more autonomously. And then finally, full agent is just running. You give it a task, it will like finish the entire task and then come back to you. So that's
Gotcha.
the spectrum of agents versus workflows. So hopefully everyone's on board so far. Ankit, any questions before we move?
None. I think it'll all make more sense when we start kind of doing things. But let's
Yes.
let's go ahead. Yeah, we're all together.
Okay. So next
MC.
we have MCPs. Wait, I think I skipped a slide. Yes, we have the tools. So okay, so we spoke about agents and workflows, but LLMs on their own, they're just like brains. They have all of the information, but they can probably do is talk. They can process what you're saying and they can talk back maybe.
Hmm.
But then when you give it hands and limbs, or maybe in like the kitchen talk, if you give a chef his utensils and his ingredients, that's when he can like actually create something with it, right? So that's what these things like MCPs, skills, connectors are. And to get a little more specific, MCPs are, things that let your chat or your AI interact with outside information. Okay. So earlier we mentioned that, AI models are trained on certain information. So it's not like they're being actively like, they are not being updated every day. They're updated once every few months based on whatever the current state of the internet is. So, when certain time passes, their information also gets outdated and you want to have new information. Maybe, the web has like new information, new updates come out, or, certain new standards are forming. So, am I losing you, Ankit?
No, I'm all here. I'm listening.
Okay. I thought I lost you.
I'm listening to you, and I'm breaking it down in my head too.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, it's basically, it's getting new information. Think of it like in terms of like the chef. The chef was like, he went to culinary school and he learned all of these things. But
Yeah.
now the cooking world is moving along and he wants to learn something new. So, maybe he does a web search, or like some new ingredient in the market came, which he's not worked with before. So, he needs to go out and get it. Think of MCPs like that. Now, there's a
Gotcha.
special version of MCPs. They're called, why does this keep skipping?
It's in a rush.
There's a special version of MCPs called connectors.
Okay.
So think of connectors like a chef's recommended brand or something. Chef may have his like mixers, his utensils,
Right.
vendors he gets his vegetables from. So, think of connectors as things that he recommends, he's worked with, and he knows how to use. So,
Nice.
in terms of Claude and Anthropic, these are applications which Anthropic has already configured in their app, and you just need to do a one-click setup to use them. You don't need to, go out and, search them on the web and then, come back to Claude and then, configure, go through multiple steps. It's just a one-click process because Claude is like, hey, I trust these guys, so you can use them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then there's skills. So skills are basically like your recipe cards. So, suppose I go to a chef and even though he knows all of these things, I'm like, you make the chicken curry just like my mom does. Okay. Here's the recipe for it. Simply put. So the,
Hmm.
the chef knows the ingredients. He knows how to work with things, but he doesn't know my mom's chicken curry recipe, right?
You
How,
don't.
how, how, how will he know? So I'm going to give him a skill which is like a recipe card basically, like here's how to do it, here's how you go about it, and here's how I want you to give it back to me.
Right. And he can then repeatedly come back and do it.
Yeah, if he wants to do it multiple times, he can just keep following that recipe.
So chicken
So
curry every day. Let's go.
yeah, if I have like a local a joint that I like to go to, but I want them to make a dish a certain way. I want
Hmm.
them to, every Friday just give me that. So I give them the recipe card. I'm like, follow this, and every Friday make it
Nice.
like this only. Yeah.
Damn, they're gonna spit in your food for sure.
Okay, so guys, that brings us to demo one,
Let's
which
go.
is yes, it's wiring into your inbox and calendar. Now,
Awesome.
Ankit, what I'm going to need you to do for a moment is
Yes.
just, help me with like, answering a few questions or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep
Yeah.
this on. The thing is, I just realized my Claude is already connected. So I'm just going to quickly unconnect this. Give me like a minute.
Disconnected. Yeah.
I'm going to disconnect it.
Let's do it.
Awesome. I think this is done. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share my entire screen again.
Let's see your inbox. Let's go.
Okay. It's wild. Um,
Okay, so
cool.
we're on Claude.
Yes, you can see this. Let me zoom in a little so everyone can. Hey, what's zooming? Sorry. Yeah, I think so. Everyone can see everything clearly.
Yes, sir.
This is where we are on Claude, and I'll just quickly give a walkthrough of what this interface is for anyone who's seeing this for the first time. This, of course, is your main chat area. This is where you
Uh-huh.
type your prompt. You
Uh-huh.
also have an option to use voice mode. So, this is really convenient if you don't want to type, you just want to say things out, you're maybe busy with something, you just paste it in. This button right here, it shows you which model you want. Now, I have access to Opus 4.7, which is like the latest model from Claude.
Hmm.
It's like in a paid tier, but I think you should have access to Sonnet on the free
Sonnet.
tiers.
Correct.
Yes, Sonnet is also, by the way, really capable. If you want to, use older models, you can check here. And then there's this thinking mode. Again, I don't know if this is in the free tier, but what it's done is basically, when you ask your agent a question, there's degrees of, okay, how much time should it spend on the problem before it responds with an answer. So this adaptive thinking mode will just figure it out itself. You don't have to do all of it. Here's of course your profile, basic stuff. This is incognito. I don't know what that is. That's new. um then there's all
We're
of
gonna
this
learn.
information. Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
know what that is,
Yeah.
but
Well,
there's yeah.
let's bring it together. So teach me, how do I now, I want to like use this and link it to Gmail. How do
Yes,
we start? Where do we begin? We're on the main screen.
correct. So first you want to go is click on this plus icon right here.
All
You
right.
can see a bunch of stuff. So, you can attach files or photos, you can take a screenshot. This is like a really convenient. Now I have my GitHub connected because I code a lot. You have your skills where you can add, and then you have your connectors. So
Right.
now I can add a connector. As I told you, connectors are a special form of MCP, which Anthropic has said, okay, we trust you. So
Okay.
we're going to
There.
first add the Gmail connector.
Right.
So I just click. uh,
Man, this just turned real.
so just give it access, and so that Ankit does not see this again.
It's not like we actually scripted that. We totally scripted that.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you a feel for what the setup shows quickly, and hopefully it does not show random stuff again. But it's going to ask you for permissions once you've selected the account.
I love
So
it.
I'm going to give it access to view all of my emails. I hope now that doesn't show anything, because I tried creating a new account, guys,
It's all right,
to
bro.
like manage it, but I couldn't. So, okay, manage, draft, and send emails. So, okay, what the first one does, of course, it's going to be able to read your emails. Now, the reading is on a need to basis. It's not going to keep starting to read all of your message as soon as you give access. Only when you
Mm-hmm.
ask it, hey, go check out my email, it's going to read it for you. And then same with drafts and emails. It's not going to, randomly create drafts and start sending to people.
Gotcha.
Only when you ask it, it's going to do. So,
Makes sense.
I'm going to give that permission to it, and that's done. So you can see it's available right here. And I can then, go to connectors and see it's active.
It's on.
Cool.
Got it.
Similarly, I'm going to quickly give it access to my calendar as well. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. But, basically you go to connectors,
Connectors,
you
add
add
connector.
connector, and
You
then
search
here
for
you
it.
click on calendar, click plus on calendar. So
Got it.
that's what I'm going to do. Just give me a moment.
Right. And I'm sure you saw there were a bunch more apart from calendar and Gmail. There was Google
Yes.
Drive and Atlassian and all of them. So they've got a bunch of them, and they're generally the most famous and most used apps. And so typically you've got your Slack and Notion and Asana and all of those as well. But only going to focus on Gmail and
Yes.
calendar because absolute basics. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
So Rohit's connected his Google Calendar as well. It's showing on the right top hand side. Maybe if you can just pop up your connector and show that it's active.
Yeah, so you can already see it here.
Yeah.
If it was not connected, you wouldn't be. But I can just, go here. I can go to connectors, and you can see now both of them are active.
There we
If
go.
it's not, you can just toggle it. Or if you have some config issues, you can actually go to settings here and then you can figure out in connectors. Or of course, we're also creating a communication channel so that all of us can troubleshoot this together even after the workshop. But we'll get to that later. So now we have this connected. I'll just give you a glimpse of first what we can do with it. Okay. Very basic. We're going to ask it to read email. I don't even know what my latest email contains. So
Ask
I'm
you to
gonna
read
go.
read
Hey,
the
can
latest
you?
emails I've sent you.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, can you read the latest emails Ankit Chandok has sent me
Highlight.
and give me I can't read this.
Give you a summary.
Give me a brief summary.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, cool. So now we'll actually see it doing all of these steps. It actually shows us what it's doing. So it shows us it's thinking, then it shows us it's loading the tools. So it loaded the Gmail tool, then it's going through my email threads. Hopefully it does not go too back.
Sus.
Cool. So these are
What? I did. What? I said, let's get matching shirts, dude. I'm looking great already.
okay. So these are the emails he sent me, and asking if you're going shopping. You see, we are wearing matching shirts. Totally planned. Learning Claude. Where do I even start? Okay. Feeling overwhelmed about the material. Okay. I
Totally.
think we can get to that later. Michael this weekend. What? The
Ow.
movie Michael. Oh,
Let's go, dude. Those
man,
are the
shit.
worst
I'm
freaking.
so.
And I have no high pitch voice.
And then there was
Let's
this
see.
live stream we did earlier. Okay. So it's got the calendar invites. Same thing. I can ask it. What's on my schedule for today? Wow, schedule for today. Check my cal and let me know. So this is just it shows you that it's been connected. So it's going to go through my calendar for the day. It's requesting here. You can see we can even expand this actually. So, I had a couple of calls. There's also this other hackathon I'm participating in, which is Colosseum. This is, of course, today's workshop. So, there's all of this. Now, what we're going to do is, okay, I'm going to say, so Ankit wants to go shopping day after, right? So, I'm going to say, hey, how about that shopping email Ankit said, can you check my calendar for day after
All
and
right, let's see.
suggest a few 1 hour slots?
Just
So,
1 hour,
first,
dude.
I mean, how much time do you take?
Let's go shop, dude. All right, let's see. Let's see. 1 hour. Okay,
Let's
I'll take
see.
1 hour with you. We'll be fine.
Okay, so it's given all of these open slots that are there, and I'm gonna say, okay, 3 to 4 sounds good. That works for you, right, Ankit?
Yeah, that works
Um,
for me. I mean, email me and I'll let you know.
Ankit, a calendar blocker for 3 to 4 p.m. Please add it. Yeah,
Oh my
to
God,
his cal.
you still tell AI, please. How sweet, dude. What a well cultured man. I love it. Even I do that.
This is for the uprising. The day AI comes for you, it will know. I said, please and thank you.
Right.
So, it asks you, you can always allow, so it won't ask you again, or skeptics like me can say, oh, allow once. You
Nice.
know, I remember when I used to use Android phone, and every time I opened an app, I will always do allow once, even though I always open that app. But now you should see Ankit should have that, and we can go to my calendar actually, and check this calendar. Yeah, I use Notion calendar.
All right. Oh,
See,
we've got a question in the chat while you pull that up. Someone's asked, how
Yeah.
do I connect two different Gmail accounts to
Hey,
my Claude? Just
two
to answer
different
that,
Gmail accounts. Yeah.
yeah, I know for a fact you can't do that. I've tried that. Fortunately, it's still restricted and you can only do one account at a time. So you'd either have to manually log in and out, or you just stick with one account and that's about it.
Yeah. I
All right.
assume they're like, think, oh, so you can see this is already created, which is pretty cool. And Ankit also has this invite on his email.
All right, let me check. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Shopping with Ankit. Let's go. It's a date.
Yes. Okay, so one thing that Ankit and I have been thinking of is okay, this online workshop is really cool. But someday we'd like to do this in person. And
Yeah,
I don't really know what venues are good. So I'm going to, research the top five venues to host a flawed workshop. They should have good coffee. Good internet. What else do we need for a good workshop? Seating for maybe 15, 20, and good AC, please. Get
in this heat.
me, I know, right? Get me the contact info for all five and tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why each of them are good. Give me a topic as well. Yeah. So it's gonna go now do its
Yeah,
thing. I'll tell you all also why we're going through this process. But again, we can see the thinking. This is actually really nice if you want to understand what it's going through. It actually gives you a very detailed breakdown. So then it's looking at venues. It's saying we work in arms. Oh wait, it doesn't know I'm in Mumbai. Does it? I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, nice.
it does know. It does know.
It's because I asked it earlier as well.
Yeah, in the chat also, yeah. Oh, no,
Yeah,
it's not,
so
but yeah.
here are top five venues in Mumbai for a Claude Code workshop with 15. Nice. Prime location. Oh, I forgot to ask it, what's the central location, but it's nice that it,
Hmm.
said BKC because makes sense. People
Hmm.
from town side, people from suburbs all can meet at BKC.
Medium one place, yeah.
There's WeWork Inam. There's CoWorks Worley. This is nice. I've actually been there. I don't know this one. Mulund, my God.
Mulund.
I'm sorry,
Listen,
guys.
wait a
Please.
second. That was pause. Why do you be like that, dude?
Because Mulund is far from me, yeah. If I'm hosting,
All
I'll
right.
probably try to host it somewhere that's slightly closer for me also now. Yeah,
All right, guy.
understand me.
Everyone from Mulund just left this live stream right now.
No, they didn't. But it gives us a nice map. It gives us a nice interactive map. We can pick all of these, and it gives us a in-map preview also. This is actually really
Sweet.
nice. It's got a cool vibe. It's also given me contacts of all of these. It's given me ratings, and it's also given why it's good. So let's see. Let's see the first one. Why is it? Wow. Okay. Starbucks on the ground floor, premium coffee. Wow, they don't have their own coffee. Oh, it also realized we need AV equipment. So, that's really good. And
Yeah.
a reviewer literally said it was a great place to plan workshops. Wow, nice. Strong Wi-Fi, well designed. Cool. This is awesome. It's giving us a map and it's asking call to confirm capacity, ask about catering. Yes, it already knows I want an email.
There you go.
Yes, please draft the email. Please draft the email and add it to my Gmail drafts.
Awesome. So you have to tell to add it to your Gmail drafts, huh?
Yeah, so sometimes, it will recognize what you want to do. But what I've realized
Hmm.
is if you want to, get something specific done, always be specific upfront because
Hmm.
sometimes agents will not detect it. Like, again, it's trying to predict what you expect out of it. So,
Hmm.
it's like quite smart to be able to do that, but sometimes it will be like, okay, here's the email. Then you will have to again go and tell, okay, can you put it in my Gmail drafts? So instead, I like prefer to give it detailed information, which is
Right.
also like, a good this thing general note about, how to go about prompting. Prompting does
Hmm.
not work how we talk to one another. Like,
Hmm.
you can chat with any agent like that, but it will give you sort of vague answers. Sometimes it will hit like, spot on. Sometimes it will drift away.
Right.
But the more details you give it, the better. Like I mentioned earlier, and this was like an analogy I use. in one of my previous videos as well,
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
think of I addressed it to my old email. Okay, wait, what? Where's the draft? Why didn't? Hey, let me review the draft. What do you mean?
Well, there you go. It just saved the draft.
But I didn't let me review the draft.
God damn, let's go beat it up.
See, this is what I mean. This was me, or this was on me. So,
There
I
you
should have
go.
told it to, let me review the draft. Hey, what?
Yeah.
Open it up and have a look. My God, look at the audacity.
Listen, show him who's the boss right now.
What the hell? Okay. I'm opening the draft. It actually has. I have to keep switching my screen off sometimes just to make sure I'm not.
That's all right.
But yeah, you can see it's like, made a
Yeah.
draft for all
Wow,
of
it's made
this.
everything.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm planning to host a half-day Claude workshop. A few key things: availability, room setup, tech, refreshments, pricing, a few other questions. Parking, so important. Like, I have legit had these questions, and I didn't even think of asking Claude about it right now. So
Hmm.
it's great that it thought of all of this. So, guys, that's the first demo. You can see how much we got done in a very short amount of time. And this is just like a sneak peek. There's all of these other connectors that you have right here. You have your Figma. So if any of y'all are designers, you can connect it to Figma and actually do a lot of stuff with Figma through Claude. You have your Notion. So, a lot of databases for startups, for small companies, they lie in Notion. So, pulling data from it, updating data to Notion. Maybe there's like these giant PDFs and things which you want to pull in, digest it,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
Slack's so important. Like, you wake up and you want a summary of all of the Slack messages without actually having to go through the memes being shared in your like Slack chat or whatever.
Yeah. Who's going to read that?
The first thing in the day, like, try to be productive. So, like, that's how I see, like, on like a very basic level, using this with my emails, at least, like, there's such a big dump of emails, and most of them are just like marketing stuff. So I want to just see, okay, is there something worth actionable that I want to do first thing in the day?
Yeah.
You also have, like, all of this granola stuff. So granola's recording, you can pull in the recordings, the transcripts into Claude, and then you can ask it to do all sorts of things. You can ask it to create Jira tickets with your granola thing if you're like in like the full startup tech space,
Sweet.
whatever. Yeah, so that's the first demo, guys. Thoughts, questions, Ankit, anything from your end?
No, nothing. I get it. I think, well, just to be honest, I think this is a whole can of worms once you add connectors.
Yes.
It's like, all of these apps, all of these other softwares speak a different language, and Claude speaks a different language, and MCP acts as a translator between them. So
Yes.
that's what it's useful for, and that's why it becomes easier for everyone to access these tools. So you don't need to know how to use Figma. You can connect your Figma to this and say, hey, make me a creative in, whatever, a neo brutalist style, and make an invite for going shopping with Rohit a day after, right? And so it'll do it, and you can speak to it. So that's where the world is changing. But I think we'll dive into that at another stage, maybe
Hmm, hmm.
another workshop. Let's kind of continue on the basics here.
Yeah. So, that's demo one. We have two demos. So we'll get into the second demo, which is, okay, let's actually see if your boss tells you, you need to make a last minute presentation. Like,
Your
I've had
boss,
so many friends who were going out on Friday night and then they're checking their phone, and I was like, that person,
call them
place
out.
person with whatever you want to say. But that guy, dude, he just sent me this. Like, he wants a presentation on this topic I don't even know about. What do you mean? How am I going to do it? Uh, Ankit had also mentioned something about his first email. I'm going to see what he was asking about right here somewhere. What is it? What was Ankit's first email about? Give me some details. Let's see. But the gist is, you're trying to, you just have 2 days. You need to learn some new topic. You need to understand it to be able to deliver a presentation. Of course, you don't just want to be someone who's like speaking things without like knowing it. And shopping? No,
Listen,
why does the shopping thing keep coming
listen,
up?
listen. Something going on.
No, I think the other one about Claude. What was the email? I don't know. I'm not going to share. Yeah. about learning Claude. Yes. So, and you don't want to naturally, you don't want to like give up your weekend also because it's an unreasonable request, but it still happens in India. Yeah. Like, so, how do you go about it?
What a tangent, dude. Listen, don't touch that. What a
I'm
tangent you're
just trying
taking.
to be relatable to this audience. Okay.
Whoa. Wow, dude. This AI wizard has weekends on weekdays. All right, go on.
But honestly don't know where to start. Okay, it's overwhelming. So okay, so you get the idea. You have to do some last minute prep basically, and you have to like go about all of this. Now if you were to do it manually, you have to go search the internet, you have to find the top resources, you need to find who are the top creators first, then you need to go
Hmm.
through all of this bunch of PDFs, sites, whatever, to understand all of that information. And then you're going to have to digest all of that, break it down into a plan, and then make a PPT out of it. Like, imagine your entire weekend's gone in that, dude. So there's a better way to handle this.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to go into a new chat. So this is what I keep telling guys. If you're like trying to do a new task, always start with a fresh chat because it's not going to borrow in information from all of your previous messages.
Yeah, and it'll
it's
save you
it's going to start
tokens.
thinking from fresh. Yeah, and you save tokens. Okay, so this is a technical bit, but it fascinates me. So take it, try to understand it. If it goes over your head, I'll like brush past it quickly.
Hmm.
Basically, every new chat is stateless. It has no memory, it has no information. So whenever you're sending a message first time, it's going to send that message. The agent is going to do something and it's going to respond with it. The second time you send a message to that agent, it does not have all of that information in memory. Okay, so it
Hmm.
doesn't have your first message, or it doesn't have its reply in memory. What it actually does is it will take your second message, it will take your first message, it will take the message it responded to you with, and it will form an
Hmm.
array of all of this, and then it will take in all of that, and then it will try to respond to that. So every time
Hmm.
you're messaging an AI, it's actually, on the back end, it's starting from scratch. And that's why every time you're sending an additional message, the context
Hmm.
window keeps building up.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
makes sense.
Interesting. Okay, fine. So this is where, guys, we're going to do. This is where we're going to talk about skills. So earlier I mentioned, they're like recipe cards that you can
Yeah.
use over and over again.
Yeah.
So I want to, learn about difficult information, and
Hmm.
I sometimes find it hard to understand the technical jargon as well. So there's this popular Reddit format which I like, which is called LE5s. I'll just show you all how we can load this skill.
Hmm.
You can go to skills, you add a skill.
Hmm.
And there are all of these skills which are already there. These are
Hmm.
by Anthropic. I think these mostly are from Anthropic only. But you
Okay.
can add your custom skills as well. Where is it?
Okay.
Settings,
Settings.
skills, by skills.
Great. We're learning with you.
Very nice. I'm learning with y'all.
Okay.
Because
Can I direct you towards it?
yeah, why not?
In your left sidebar on top.
Left, yeah,
Yeah. If you scroll further down.
customize
No. Okay. Then I think you.
capabilities. Maybe it's in capabilities. Oh yeah, there we go.
There you
Let's
go.
move to customize. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This UI is new to me. Sorry.
Yeah. They just
Haven't
updated it.
added a skill here in a while. But like, so okay, this is how you do it. There's easier ways to do it if you're using Claude on desktop, but
Hmm.
just giving everyone a feel for the web, and there's like this like whole beat around the bush process to do it. So I'm going to create a skill and I'm going to upload a skill. So okay, I can drag and drop. So I'll show you. I actually have specifically created a skills folder for this, which is called LE5 research, and we can read it right here. This is the format it takes the skill in. You don't need to worry about this format. There's easy ways to create skills. I'll
Wait.
also
Wait.
share it.
But
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. We can't see what you're doing right now.
I see. I'm not sharing my entire screen. A
Yeah.
good call. A good call. Good call. Yes. Hopefully this solves it.
Yes. Now we see it.
What am I sharing?
Your
Screen am
entire
I
screen.
sharing? That's the other one. Yeah, this is the one I want to share. Cool. So you can see this right now.
Hmm.
So I actually have created this LE5 research skill. And the
Hmm.
format you usually want to create is you want to create a folder. any
Hmm.
folder, like whatever you name it. This name will be how you invoke the skill. And
Hmm.
then inside that folder, you create a skill.md. You don't
Hmm.
need to worry about this, but I'm just explaining the structure. So later down the road, when you're creating this, you understand. But there's actually like easy ways to create skills. You don't even have to do this complex process. I'll, talk you all through that. There's even skills to create skills.
Hmm.
But this is like the general structure, this is a markdown file. So the markdown file usually just has like a heading to explain the title and to explain what it does.
Okay.
Yeah. And apart from that, these are the instructions I've given it. So, because this latest data is just from Jan or something, I wanted to do a web search. This
Hmm.
is the format I want it to respond in. And then, these are just certain rules.
Gotcha. How do you make this part?
This skill. So I just straight up told Claude to make this skill to help me research a complex topic and break it
Can we
down into this, explain
can we
like in
do that?
five.
Can we do that
Yeah,
right now? Yeah, let's do that.
why not? Even better. I just prep for that in case things didn't work out, but we can do live stuff.
Yeah,
I
let's
love
build a
doing live
skill from
stuff.
scratch, dude. Yeah.
Cool. What do you want to build a skill for? Tell me. Same?
So, no, let's build a skill. I do a lot of writing, but
Yeah.
I think one of the basic issues I face is that it always creates an absolutely, you know, like a AI writing output, right? Where it says, hey, it's
Mm.
this, not that. There's so many M dashes. One can tell it's. So can we like generate some kind of a skill such that if I wanted to make it sound slightly more humanized, or even, like say, let's just say like Shakespeare, right? So every time I want to write an email and I want to train it to write like Shakespeare, can we make a skill like that?
Yeah, why not? Let's try the voice mode actually.
Yeah, easier.
Hey Claude, I want to create a skill where every time you respond to me, when I tell you to write something, it should be in the style of William Shakespeare. Think of all of the other context that would be needed for this, all of the rules around it. Bottom line, it should not feel like it's been written by an AI. And if someone unknowing read this text, they should actually feel it was written by Shakespeare.
Awesome. That's all it takes. Oh, because we're in voice mode. You'll have to shift it to text. Wait, but it's doing something. It's doing something. Let's just see.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think
Do you
now
wanted to
just
hear the full thing?
no, no, no. Just say try now, and I think it will build a skill.
Can you build this skill for me? Let's see what it does. Ideally, I think it's going to give us the markdown file and we're going to have to create a folder locally. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some new thing, new
There you
capabilities.
go.
And you can actually, guys, so this is cool. You can set it to notify and then you can go do your own thing and then come back and Claude will just like do a ting whenever it's
Hmm.
done. Yeah. So this is like the whole point of AI. It's freeing up time for you. If you're going to use AI and then, you're going to sit 12 hours in front of the screen,
Hmm.
it's the same thing. Like,
Right.
go like do something else with that time while AI is doing work for you.
All right. Tell me, I'll be back. I'm gonna bounce. Let me
Well,
know when
not
my
for the
skill's made.
wake me up when my skills made.
My God, dude. You should retire just for the freaking jokes like that. Art thou ready for my writing?
What is it doing? It's check available scripts in skill creator. Okay.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna make a skill, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna have you write a response to my shopping invite, and then I want you to tell it to write me an email back in Shakespeare style.
Oh, nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah. A good package. What is it reading? Okay, I don't know. We'll just follow it. Even I don't know what it's doing. This is the first time I'm making a skill like this. Let me think about what makes this skill actually work.
Thou, it's got it. It's got it.
That fools nobody. Real Shakespeare requires correct grammar.
This is pretty cool. I think no one's gonna write emails to me if I respond to all of them in Shakespeare English.
Or maybe they might write more.
Connect to my Slack, dude. I'll piss off everyone.
Go for it.
Okay, wow. So it's probably writing. Can you click on action?
Yeah.
Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, it's writing a
Yes. So
big
it's
thing.
writing. Pretty, marry, off, knife, fain.
Hey, calm down, dude. Buy me a drink first. Wow, oh man, it's bringing back memories. It's digging into
Yes,
all
this
the
cool this things we plays.
yeah, as you like it.
As you like it, yes. 10th.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
Okay, so
pretty
it's
big
digging.
skill. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what she said.
Um,
Sorry. It's a pretty big skill, dude. What did I say? Come on now. Oh wow. So it says what it will do and what it will not do. There you go.
what is it writing it in? It's
They
writing
generally
it in.
mark down files, right?
Yeah.
Skill.md.
It says create. What is it doing with the YAML?
What is YAML?
It's a GitHub action file format.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Let me package it into a .skills file. Okay. This is new. Is
Right.
it
I'm
going to like
excited.
set it up? Yeah. Is it going to set it up itself?
That'll be pretty cool.
It just
Okay,
gave
there
me
you
the
go.
file. Save skill. Oh, wait. What? This is convenient. What? Does it just work like that?
Yeah.
Whoa. What? What? Did it just work like that? Let's see. Was it? Oh, there we go.
There you
Wow.
go.
The description is only edited to
So
the
can we
irony.
now can we open a new chat and can we understand how can we just what's the right way to use this skill? Do I have to tell it every time we use it?
Oh, yeah. So sorry, I breezed past that. We can go into a new chat. Um, So, this is the slash commands is easiest way to use skill. So you do like a forward
Okay.
slash, and then it will show you all
Okay.
of the available skills. You can see Anthropic by default gives you the skill
Hmm.
creator. This is how you
Hmm.
can create your own skills, or I like have my own skill also. Which is a slightly more detailed. It will like grill you with questions, but again, end of the workshop or like WhatsApp stuff. But this is how you use it. You just do forward slash. You select this by clicking tab,
Hmm.
and then you start right ahead of it what you want. So, I'll say, read Ankit's latest email about shopping
Hmm.
and give it some, and wait, no, don't give it, draft and show me. Because if I said give, and it will probably try to send it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
show me some quirky response for the email. Also, so mention that we have it scheduled for day after. I think it was what 3 to 4 p.m. Right?
Sweet.
Check Cal if you need to confirm.
Sweet. So now we're doing everything. We're using a skill and we're digging into the MC.
Yes,
All right. Pretty sick.
reading the
Seriously, I
Shakespeare
didn't.
and writing skills. So now, what it's basically doing when it says this is
Hmm.
this skill is just a set of instructions. Earlier, we saw it was a recipe card or whatever. So it first reads the recipe and it says, okay, what instructions do I have to follow? What is the input? What is the expected output? Then it's
Hmm.
going to read all of this additional context that we have given it. And then it's
Hmm.
going to put that into the recipe formula. And then it's
Hmm.
going to spit out something, which let's see
Gotcha.
what it does. Even I don't know.
Hmm.
We could actually, maybe I think it lets us see the skills or settings. Where do we see the skills?
Capabilities and then
Capabilities.
it goes bottom and it's
Oh,
customized.
it wasn't customized. Yeah, so we can actually see the skill it's written. It's like 5 tiles. And you can see I'm like, doing all of this, and in the background it will keep doing what we've asked it
Right.
to do. So
Right.
it's found like very small nuance work
Hmm.
conjugations. Wow, this takes
Wow.
me back to school grammar. Wow.
Yeah.
Wherefore mistaken for where? Wherefore art thou Romeo?
Yo, chill, chill.
That's actually a line, my God.
I know. I remember that.
Yeah, it's got all of this. It's got like vocabulary, words that belong, contractions, words to avoid. So you can see it's gone like very detailed. What is this? Imagery. So, not just how to like, use Shakespeare words, but like, how to actually like use them with the imagery, because like
Right.
just using the words is just like half of it. That's what it is. We can go back and see what it's done. Um, Recent Shakespeare in chat, and let me read. Okay, wait, no, what
There
was
we
this?
go.
What's this? This was no, this wasn't
And
it.
the one below that, summary of it.
Was this it? Nope. Wait, what? Let's see. I'm gonna refresh this.
Hmm.
It will show up. Or did it? Hey, what? Did it lose?
Where'd the chat go?
Hey, so weird. Let's. Is it because I shot it? That shouldn't have happened.
It could be.
We'll do it again once more. Just
Yeah. Maybe you can
check.
just. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. check email about shopping and draft a response. Show me the draft. That's it. Let's see. Let's see. I think this should go fast. Did it register in the sidebar? Okay, so it's understood it needs a skill. It retrieved the specific email thread. So, it's going through the Gmail like we saw earlier. This is like a very nice way of seeing what the tool is doing to be able to understand, if it's missing out on any steps or if it's going the extra mile. And okay, it's doing some audit. Let's maybe try to expand this. Okay. So it said, I've received Ankit's invitation to go shopping. I'm picturing it with as a speaker and addressing Ankit with thou. I want to accept the invitation while playfully matching shirts, maybe dropping
Teasing it.
hilarious. Celestial twins. Wow.
Whoa. Yo.
Is okay, found it. Ankit's not. Here's the reply. In What is thy reply in the bard's own hand? Ankit, good friend. This message finds me idle as a bell. What awaits the rope? What? What is this?
What?
Yes, let us forth upon morrow's morrow and spend our coin where merchants spread their wares.
That's
As
hilarious.
per the chaos shirts of matching stuff, I laugh and laughing am the more inclined. For Castor went not parted from his word. Spy us this twin, asks which one is which. This fittest
Twin.
spot.
Damn, dude.
Name
Who
thou
knew
the
Shakespeare
place.
will work?
My God. Yeah, okay. I think this is it. But
I
yeah,
think send it.
no, I'm not going to send this. This is, you have the option to send. I can also open this in email. I'm assuming this will create a draft. But that's what, we saw. Just seeing the time here, for like sake of brevity. I think like the second demo I wanted to do was, how you can go about research. But the
Yeah.
bottom line
We
of
haven't
it
done that.
was, yeah, but like the bottom line of it was showing a skill. Do you want to still go with it? Like I'm down. I have time, but I also want to make sure that chat here has time.
Let's just do it. Come on. Let's
Let's
do it
do
in
it.
under 5.
Okay.
I
Chalo,
think it'll be
we're on
possible.
at this thing. Skills. We need to add a new skill. Okay. Let's go add a new skill. So yeah, as I was showing you all, this is a skill. This is the format. I have the skill ready. Now what I need to do is I need to zip this folder. Okay.
Yeah.
And then likewise, I have this anthropic skill also. I'm going to zip its folder as well for PPTX. Because you know what we're going to do? We're going to research this, we're going to understand all of it, and then we're going to create a PPT out of it. So,
Sweet.
yeah, so I have these two skills which I've just zipped here. If you want, you can, just quickly see all of this context that Anthropic is given. It's quite a bit.
Sweet.
You can, yeah. So, speed run is 5 minutes. We'll go to customize, we'll go to skills. Now I know how to do this. We go to create skill, upload a skill.
Right.
Where was this? This was in workshops, skills. Let's upload the research skill first. Hopefully, oh yeah. So it takes all of these and you can see it should have, yes, it has the context. Same way, I'm going to add the anthropic skill as well for PPTs.
Sweet.
Okay, what? Okay, maybe skill name is already used. Okay, maybe it has this already here. Let me just check. I'm learning so many new things. Okay, I'm just going to rename this once more. I'm going to name this Ankit's PPTX. Okay.
Yo, well, sure, I'll take it. Now, if it denies it, then
Then I'm just going to that's it. That's the stream. No, I'm kidding. Let's okay, I
art
think it
thou
should take
scream
this.
it.
Yes, we go. Awesome. Cool.
There you go.
We go now. Now I'm just gonna first invoke the LE5 research skill. So I need to urgently learn about Claude Cowork. I do not know anything about it. So this is just, something I'm going to do because like Claude Cowork, Claude Design, all of these are like interesting topics, but they're like a step above. So in this process, I'm also going to help you learn about Claude Cowork. So I do not know anything about it. Uh, and I need to explain to someone and show them how to use it. Help. Cool. So we're going to see. So
All
now
right.
it's going to go through the research. It's reading the skill. Um, That's a
Hmm.
skill. I don't need to expand that. So first is going through the instructions, is trying to understand our requests here.
Hmm.
Then it's going to go to the web, because if you remember, the first thing I said was, okay, sometimes data is
Yeah.
outdated, so go through the web. So you can see it's gone through
Right.
all of these web resources. 10 results is like, a general default, but if you wanted to do more, you can specify that in the skill, or even in the chat. But in general, most
Awesome.
chat agents, they'll like, see the top 10 results available on the web for anything you ask it by
Hmm.
default.
Hmm.
And it's gone through like, actually all of the top outlets out there. It's not, picking from tier 3, tier 4 resources. It's actually picking from Anthropic's official, and then like Medium is maybe like so, but Amazon.
And you can kind of tell it maybe don't do this or do that, which sources to pick from.
And this is the format we requested. We had asked it to give us a TLDR. So, Cowork is a tab inside Claude Desktop. TLDR again, guys, Reddit format. Too long, don't read. So, if
Really?
you just
Yeah.
want a gist of it, this is included with a paid Claude plan. So that's why we didn't demo this today, because we wanted to show what's possible with just a browser, internet, and like a free version of Claude. But if you want to see all
Right.
of this, we'll be hosting future sessions. So simple in human words, because, I asked for the LE5 format. It's like, okay, what is it in human words? Regular Claude chat is like a smart
Hmm.
friend on the phone. You describe a task and they'll do it on your computer. So, you can actually be running
Hmm.
somewhere on your phone. You just tell it, okay, go do this, and it will go it. Why does it matter? It just shared its research preview label. Okay, so this is like research preview. This is not much helpful information. It lives in Claude desktop app. What to actually
Sweet.
do
I mean, we
today.
get it. It's given
So
us a bunch of information.
yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke the Ankit PPTX skill, make
There we go.
6-slide PPT on this with illustrations, make it
There you go.
look nice. Ask me questions if you need before creating. So, I like to tell any agent to ask me questions. So, it can think of
Hmm.
edge cases and then can clarify those with me.
Hmm. Okay, let's see what it does. And you've used this to make PPTs before?
Yeah, really quick ones.
Sweet.
Actually, fun fact, um, the PPT for
Hmm.
today's presentation was made with Claude Design, which is sort of like a dedicated workstation for exactly this. Who's
Sweet.
the
Oh,
audience you're
wow. And it asks you
presenting to?
multi-choice.
Yes, and it's like interactive. So, I can say colleague or teammate. Where should the
Hmm.
emphasis go across? Heavy on how to's. I want to explain people how to go about it. And here it's also, given a few different styles. So, what style are you feeling?
Hmm.
Quick, tell me one. Tell me 1 out of 4.
Well, let's do bold terracotta plus sand.
Let's do it. Let's see what it does. So, it has a bunch of predefined styles inside the skills itself. We can, actually
Ah.
go inside the skills folder and we can see it's got a bunch of skills. It's got thumbnails inside this skill. If you want to see here, it's got all of these styles predefined.
So
And
it's
then
following
there's
the instructions that were in the skill.
correct. There's instructions on which font to use, spacing,
Hmm.
everything, very minute details. And, this is how. So PPT for like anyone who's working, how many PPTs do you make in a year? This is something you keep doing again and again. And you know,
I
so
can't,
this
I
is
can't
where
remember.
skills come in. This is where skills come in. It's a repeatable task. So, you don't have
Yeah.
to every time give it all of your company's instructions. Maybe you can just bake that into the skill. So, this is my brand kit.
Sweet.
My company is, these are my company colors. These are my company fonts. This is the ethos, culture, the keywords, whatever. Now it's building the skill. So, it got all of this information and digested it. It's going to check what's globally installed, which is doing something. We can always, drop down if we don't know what it is doing. We can always drop down.
Hmm.
So it's doing something.
Okay. And do you know how many slides it's going to build, or it just takes care of everything by itself?
No, 6 slides. I told it to build 6 slides, but like that was a very vague
Okay.
shot. But you can tell it how many of slides. In fact, like, because we like said we'll do it under 5 minutes, I just like, said, okay, do 6 slides. But what you can actually do is once you have this information, you can chat with it. You can tell
Hmm.
it, okay, how can I break it down into slides? Okay, tell me the specific slides, tell me the specific information that goes on every slide. And then you can go have
Hmm.
a back and forth with it. Okay, maybe this is not it. I would like it this way. And once you have that structure ready,
Hmm.
then you can tell it, okay, take the structure and go build out a PPT.
Right. Sweet. Awesome. And it's just going to design the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like up to slide 3 right now. And like
Mm.
it's it's sort of like writing in its own syntax what the PPT should be like. We'll be able to
Right.
see it very quickly. Maybe what we can do is you remember this.
Yeah, let's go see how Lovable's turned out.
Yeah. So, guys, the whole exercise about this lovable thing was to show you all how you can give a task to an AI and then come back to it later and see it has produced some interesting results. This is what it did based on just this simple prompt that we gave it. Build me a cool, fun,
That's
Instagrammable
crazy.
website for a cafe where there is a digital barista. Okay, it got the barista. They asked me a few questions. I'm assuming
Mm.
when I click brew me coffee, it's going to ask me a question. It will offer me something. So let's ask brew me a coffee. So there it's like created a question where how's your mood
Wow.
right now? I'm on fire. Pick your
Shit.
weather. Oh shit, it's very hot, dude. Beach day just does not justify how hot it is, but sure, that's the closest to what it is right now.
Mm.
Choose a snack, soulmate. This is interesting. What lives next
Let's
to
do
your
a
cup?
croissant, bro.
Croissant.
Croissant.
What's your power level? Okay, I don't know what this means. It means like your battery, like your energy. Um,
Mm.
I'm I'm just here to vibe and trust the
All right.
process. Pick one color. Okay. I don't want anything green or orange in my
It's so
coffee.
big.
I'm
So
gonna say
big.
espresso brown. What? Why
Wow.
is he wait, asking me for
Spicy
money? Okay,
mocha.
okay, chocolate with the cake. Okay, I'll try this. This might be interesting. Order at the counter. Okay, it did something, but yeah, you get the gist of it. Like the more specific, the more
Pretty
detailed
cool.
we go. Yeah, the more detailed we go. It says your AI is brewing. Is it gonna do something else? What is this? Our menu. Oh wait, I didn't know this. Oh, the site has more stuff. Whoa. So it has actually all of these drinks and it gave us one of the 6 drinks. That's so interesting. I didn't even see this shit.
And this is just one prompt.
Yeah, one prompt. I didn't even tell it what drinks. Like it just probably picked the top drinks. It's
Mm.
got a neighborhood cafe with a tiny robot heart. It even created this branding for it. We opened Bean and Bot in 2019.
Bean and bot.
And here it's saying sip and see. Okay, it's got 2 names apparently. Pop in, stay a while. It's in Brooklyn, New York. Very nice. I would love to own a cafe in New York. It's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., guys. Brewed
That's so
with
cool.
love and a little bit of code. And what does this do? Okay, this
Shit.
again is the quiz. This is cool. Like, this was just one prompt. I don't even know where it got this image from or this barista from. It probably just like generated it itself. Like, how cool is that?
That's pretty
So,
awesome.
that's
That's pretty
exactly.
awesome.
And I'm gonna quickly show you one more thing. I don't think she'll mind. Is this website which my friend made, and I showed it to her in person. Like I showed Lovable to her in person,
Mm.
and I was just
Mm.
there, like you do your thing, you type whatever you want, and let's see where it goes. So she was like, okay, this is where it all started. The TARDIS theme, Doctor Who fans, right? So we're like,
Mm.
okay, the website should be like the TARDIS from Doctor Who. When I click the doors,
Mm.
so you should feel like you're entering the website. And I did not expect it to generate this graphic. I thought it would give like something like a dud, but it actually
Mm.
generated this pretty well. And I click on this. So, then goes through all of
Hey.
this. It actually created all of these sessions, the workshops she's done. These links I provided here in like a follow-up chat, but
Mm.
it embedded them very nicely. You can go check
Wow.
her or channel out. And then, yeah, this was like, there was some placeholder stuff we were still working through, but this was like pretty, so cool.
Pretty
But yeah,
cool.
this is what it's capable of. And again, like guys, we'll keep doing some in-person sessions because I think more than these live streams, I enjoy in person. But this is it, guys. I did not expect this, whatever this is. But how cool is it? Like, look, it actually looks good. Like Claude Cowork in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go through the slide. Okay. A chat tells you, co-work does it. So, a chat is a simple conversation, or co-work is a working session. You
Mm.
assign a task, it executes. Why it matters now? Okay. It's available on all paid plans. I don't know why that matters, but
Mm.
that's okay. So this is not the PPT's fault. This is, we didn't chat with the AI. Okay. Set it up in 3 steps.
Mm.
This is smart. Download and then click co-work. The task loop. This is very important. How do I use it actually? So you go describe the task, you
Mm.
plan it out. So, what we did just now, we could actually have just done it in co-work. We could have just approved
Right.
the plan and told it to execute. Monday morning, it would come back with this PPT. And then there's
Right.
two modes. So, this is important. You don't always want to give it action because Cowork, it works on your desktop. So it means it has access to all of the functionality of your desktop. So,
Hmm.
this is like really helpful. If you want to keep some things private, it can ask before acting. Otherwise, act without asking.
Nice.
So yeah, that's demo two, guys. And wow, we did it slightly more than 5 minutes, but that was what
Yeah.
we planned to do. So we went through all of these steps: research, learn, plan, and then we got a deck. We sort of breezed
Awesome.
through the plan part, but we saw the lovable thing as well. Okay, wow.
It's gone all the way.
Every time. Okay, so what we saw with Cowork, it's like a specialized workstation.
Hmm.
Claude has these other ones as well, which is like Claude Code, which is specific for coding. There's Claude Design, which is for specifically creating graphics, PPTs,
Hmm.
even videos now.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. And then
Oh,
we just saw Claude Cowork. Yeah, videos was very very interesting, and I can later show you all one of the videos. It like did a super job. But this was a
hmm.
flyby again. We'll have more deeper sessions on these specific ones. We saw the lovable deck, of course. Questions. Okay, this is one of the last things we'll do, guys. We have been slightly over time, but open to questions quickly. Ankit, if you have any questions or if chat has any questions.
There's no questions coming in right now. I
Mhm.
think we'll probably send this out to people, and what we can do is actually this is a good point to launch our WhatsApp channel.
Yes,
And
which you can scan this QR code. So, we have created this WhatsApp community where you can come ask questions. We'll keep you updated on whatever latest events we're doing.
hmm,
And you can also keep sharing what you're doing, anything new you learn, because, collective learning always is faster than individual learning.
completely
And,
agree.
future events, you can stay on top in this channel. So, also, if you have any doubts, and I'll also be sharing a doc about this workshop later on, so you can watch it
Yeah.
offline, follow it offline, all
Rohit,
on this WhatsApp.
maybe you can shift the overlay because people can't see the
Oh, yeah,
code.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Good call. Oh, yeah, because I'm sharing my full screen, right? Earlier, I was just sharing my desktop screen. That's so weird. I shouldn't have. Yes.
So we learned a
So,
bunch of things today.
yes. No, no. Yeah, I can stop sharing my screen. But any final notes, Ankit, before we sign off then?
Sure. I mean, guys, it's a very basic class. There's a lot of in depth that one has to go into, which is why most of the learning will happen on our WhatsApp channel, where you can ask your specific questions, can share videos, we can learn together, we can hop on calls together. So just to
Absolutely.
give, it's for the masses. It's to give people a taste of what can be unlocked, so that your mom and dad, everyone can also learn to, send emails and go shopping together.
Yeah. See you on Saturday then. All right.
All right.
Ciao.
Cheers, man. Signing off. Ciao.
Yes. Bye bye.